Welcome to the Thursday, June 26th, 26th. Let's say it again, the June 25th, 2026 meeting of the Lewis and Clark County Commission. I ask you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to everybody here. I'll introduce the folks on this end of the room. Starting over here, Jenny Chambers on the far left is our Director of Public Works and Planning. Then Brandy Grandy is our Recording Secretary. She records our minutes and then gets them up on our website, all the recordings of the meetings, and so that people can see what we're saying and doing. Commissioner Andy Hunthausen to my immediate left, Commissioner Candace Payne to my immediate right. I'm Tom Rolfe, Chair of the Commission this year. We normally have a couple of people from the County Attorney's Office. They must think we're doing everything legal today, so maybe they'll be here a little bit later. And Roger Bartles, our Chief Administrative Officer. There is a sign-in sheet just on the other side of the bar. We ask you to sign that. Sign in there and leave us contact information so that we can get back to you if we need to later on. There's also an agenda thereby on the other side of the bar by the sign-in sheet. Well, we're starting this morning with a couple of consent action items. Mr. Balls.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. The first item is item 3A on the agenda. It is vendor claims report for the week ending June 26, 2026, and staff recommends approval of that item. And Misty and Jeremy are both with us this morning as well. Item 3B is Resolution 2026-56 declaring county property surplus property, and staff recommends approval of that item as well. Thank you, Commissioners.
Any questions for Mr. Balls? Any questions about that, about the consent action items? Is there any public comment on the consent action items? Any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve consent action items 3A and B as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion among the commission? Any discussion? Seeing none, we will move to a vote. Oh, before we do, I just want to thank staff. I've had a couple of questions with things that are over the last couple of weeks, and I really appreciate the answers and the help and the thoroughness of the work you do. Really do appreciate that. So we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of consent action items 3A and B, as explained by Mr. Balls, please say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Now we'll move on to our regular action items. Number 4A is a contract between Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds and Spieker Sprinkler.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. My name is Kevin Tenney. I'm the manager of the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds. I'm here today to present a contract with the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds and Spieker Sprinklers to install underground sprinkler system at the promenade area of the fairgrounds. Total amount of that contract is $19,423.61. Just a little backstory on why we're moving forward with underground irrigation. Currently, we water our grounds with large water cannons. Though effective, they are very time consuming, they're very expensive to upkeep, and they're falling apart. So we are slowly integrating underground systems into the fairgrounds. The promenade being our second. As you know, we did our campground about 2 years ago. So that is the reason we're moving forward with this. It's desperately needed, and in the long run, it'll save us money instead of repairing and replacing those large water cannons, we'll just have to maintain a sprinkler system.
All right. Any questions from the commission? Commissioner Hunt.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Tenney, it's great. Thank you for bringing this. It just so people know that kind of all part of the plan, if you will. I mean, you've been working on a kind of a master plan for a long time, and the promenade area has been you've been slowly ticking off pieces and parts of that. So this is, from one aspect, it's just kind of part of the plan, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is
This is something that just came up, and you're
correct. Yeah, it's something we've been looking at and doing over the years. We'll be doing another one at the playground area once the new playground is installed. So that'll eliminate 2 large areas that we have to water with those water cannons. And then just next year, we'll probably budget for a different area until the whole ground is taken care of.
great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions?
I don't have any questions, but I have comments. This is an amazing program Kevin runs out there, and our fairgrounds pretty much pays its own way. And I believe that there were some donations to this project, but it is not a taxpayer burden. This is something, a feather in the cap for Lewis and Clark County, because it takes care of itself. Kevin keeps it on a pretty tight budget, and this is a really fine operation they've got out there, and it's used by so many people that you just go out and go for a walk out there, or go for a bike ride, or feed the ducks, or what. But there's so much going on. So thank you for what you do, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're always appreciative of staff when they bring in things that are going to save us money in the long run, and that's really important. All right, is any more questions from the commission? Is there any public comment on this matter? Any public comment? Seeing no public comment, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds and Spieker Sprinkler as presented by Mr. Kevin Tenney.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chair, not on the motion, but just because the fairgrounds are in front of us, just to mention that tonight is Volunteer Appreciation Night, right?
Tonight at the at Kendrick Legion Field, we'll hold a little barbecue for our volunteers that help put on the Stampede and Fair.
Yeah, and I'd just like to mention that because it takes literally hundreds of people that volunteer their time to pull off the Stampede Fair and Rodeo.
Absolutely.
And so this is one little gesture that we have an opportunity to thank them tonight, take them to the ball game and whatnot. So just wanted to mention that and appreciate you making sure that happens.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
You bet. And great idea. Appreciate you bringing that up, Commissioner. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing now, let me ask for public comment on it. Any public comment? Seeing none. Motion. We got the motion.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. We're ready for a vote, Mr.
They're ready for a vote. All those in favor of approving the contract between Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds and Spieker Sprinkler, as explained by Kevin Tenney, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Next item on is item 4B, on-site detention center healthcare services agreement between Lewis and Clark County and Helena Direct Care PLLC.
Good morning, Commissioner Chair and Commissioners. I'm Commander Troy Christensen, and I'm here for the on-site detention center healthcare services agreement between Lewis and Clark County and Helena Direct Primary Care PLCC. This agreement is for clinical care provided for the Lewis and Clark County Detention Center inmates by Helena Direct Primary Care, PLCC. Grant funds awarded to Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office through the Montana Opioid Abatement Trust in the amount of $115,200. And this will be used to fund the agreement. Payments will be made monthly in the amount of $9,600. The contract is in effect on the date of signature through June 30th of 2027. Helena Direct Primary Care, PLLC, will provide on-site clinical care for sick calls, acute care visits, preventative care, health screenings, health education for inmates, assess opioid use disorders, and induction and continuation of medications for opioid use disorder treatment. And this will all perform initial intake assessments, provide ongoing chronic disease management and medication management. So that's what we're here for, is for the contract for this care. It's been great for this past year, and this ongoing care has been wonders for the county and very much cost savings for the county. So,
And this is the second year, I believe, that we've gotten that money from the opioid trust. And would you explain just a little bit about the time saving it makes, and how it's so much more efficient for the inmates that need medical care?
You bet. Before we had the provider in-house, we'd have to take the inmates to peer review. So we would have to schedule the appointment, get one or two detention officers to perform the transport over there, depending on the classification of the inmate. And by the time they got there, it would be a week to 2 weeks before they would see a care provider. And so the safety for them, for us, for the community, and get them to who knows what could have gone on with them during that time. So now when we have him there, he's there 3 days a week, and he can see everybody that comes in that needs him right away. If it's not urgent, then he sees them the first week they're there, and it just saves so much time, and he can see urgent stuff or just everyday stuff, and it just saves so much time and so much safety, and the officer's time is just tremendous that we can be taking care of so much more inside the facility instead of taking away 2 officers to take the transports. So the list is endless of what it saves for the community and for the taxpayers. It's awesome.
And for folks that happen to be on medications when they come into the detention center.
Yep, he can just continue that care instead of waiting 2 weeks to go see. It's not always 2 weeks, but it's timely, or quite some time before we can actually get him over there to continue that medication. Because if he's there, he just sends in the prescription and not have to wait to go see the doctor to start a new prescription or the same prescription. So people are on their medications a lot quicker, or stay on them without an interruption of any kind of care.
All right. Great use of resources to make things more efficient and to serve people better.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Any other questions from the commission? Comments?
I've got a comment. I hope people understand how this, the funds for this come through the Montana Opioid Abatement Trust grant. And that's not taxpayer money. That is an award in a lawsuit that, I mean, this is, I'm not sure, not spending the taxpayers' money is one of the really good things I like about this job. This is not taxpayer money. This is an award for, I think, bad behavior on the parts of the opioid providers or developers. And so this is something that our community is entitled to. And because we've got great people working for us going out and finding these funds, we can provide this extra service and use the taxpayer money for something else. So thanks.
Anything else? Is there any public comment on this? Any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the on-site detention center healthcare services agreement between Lewis and Clark County and Helena Direct Primary Care PLLC as presented by Commander Christensen.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, I'll just make a comment as well that on top of what's been said, I don't need to repeat that, but I just think the overall program we have at the detention center, the primary care provider, nursing staff, we have mental health staff there as well, that we can try to address some of the issues that the detainees have on site, maybe stabilize them, maybe connect them with community assets as they leave. 97% of the people coming into our facility come back into the community approximately. So our goal is to help them get on a path where they don't come back. We want them to not recidivate. And so these are all those assets that we invest in, whether it's local dollars or grant dollars that we get through other means. It pays off in the end if we can keep people from re-engaging in our criminal justice system and getting on a better path in our community. And that's ultimately the goal, is to reduce the numbers in our detention center and improve the outcomes. And I think this is a big piece of that. So happy to support and thank you for the work you do.
You bet.
All right. We've got any other discussion? If not, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the online detention center healthcare services agreement between Lewis and Clark County and Helena Direct Primary Care PLLC, as explained by Commander Christensen, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda is donation deed and property transfer agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Unionville Community Collaborative.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Pam Matarda. I'm the Historic Preservation Officer for Helena and Lewis and Clark County. I'm in this building in room 234. So this is a long time coming. I have been working on this project since I first started in 2012. So just to give you some background on this, on the school and how it has been worked on over the years with the help of some really wonderful people who are sitting behind me. So the Helena, Lewis and Clark County Heritage Tourism Council, like I said, worked since the early 2000s to rehabilitate the historic Union School. It began its life in 1866 as the IXL Mine Office building in Park City. After a severe fire burn most of the IXL structure, the owner, Joshua Ricker, sold or donated the building to Unionville residents for use as a school in 1872. The school operated until 1955 when dwindling attendance closed it for good. In 2012, neighbor Wally Jester approached the HPO, myself, regarding the conditions of the school's roof, and we applied for and received a foundation for Montana History grant in 2013 to re-roof the school and paint the exterior. Volunteers and myself supplied all the labor, and an electrician donated and installed a new electrical mast. At that time, I noticed that the school's northwest wall was bulging outward. By 2022, we had received a second grant to repair the wall from the foundation from Montana History. And in between that time, we were applying for grants that we didn't get. The school was completely rehabilitated with using a $110,000 ARPA grant from the county, an unsolicited $5,000 grant from the Wall Family Power Townsend Foundation, and a $10,000 grant from the Tracy Foundation. Between 2023 to the present, the Unionville community donated over 2,000 hours of volunteer labor and materials to this project. Unionville residents formed the nonprofit Unionville Community Collective at the end of the collaborative at the end of this 2024 and conferred with the Historic Preservation Officer and county staff regarding the transfer of the school to the UCC pursuant to MCA 7852521 and 2522. My recommendation as Historic Preservation Officer is approval of the transfer of the school, the Unionville School, to the nonprofit Unionville Community Collaborative pursuant to the statute that I just referenced. And this would be using the donation deed and the property transfer agreement that are before you.
All right. I think this is an example of what this commission tried to do when all the money came in from the federal government to help move things along during the COVID pandemic. The commission made a decision to go with one-time purchases or one-time expenses, not things that were going to create ongoing expense for the county. And I think it was a good decision. This example of using some of that ARPA money to rehabilitate this historic structure and turn it into a community center for the neighborhood up there really works well. And now they've got a nonprofit group that's going to operate that community center up in Unionville. So a great addition, I think, to the community. The commission needs to, I think, be recognized for having made some good choice in the use of some of that ARPA money.
Agreed.
Is there any other comments that the commission wants to make? Any other comments? Commissioner Hudhouse.
Mr. Chair, Stardo, this is a celebratory time from my perspective. This is great. And Commissioner Rolfe mentioned the contribution the commission made, but I think the community really has been the group that has stepped up and really done the yeoman's work, if you will.
Yes.
And from Mr. Jester's, kind of poking at us to, hey, we got to pay attention to this place. It's fallen apart, to where we've come, and the kind of the progression to this point, and all that have stood up and said, we want to save this structure. We want to find a way. And I think this is the best solution. If the county can step back, get out of the way, get this in the hands of the community, it is much more flexible, usable. The community can do with it what they like in terms of trying to use it for the best interests of the community without all the county rigmarole and things. And then it relieves us of some of that oversight and liability and those kinds of things as well. So it really works out, I think, for everyone and all the folks that will benefit from the place. But I just want to celebrate all the people that have worked so hard to make this happen. Then hours and hours of work, but also the having to learn all these processes from grants to navigating property and deeds and county processes. Yes. And all the legal things that had to happen in order to get to this point. So congratulations, and it's celebratory from my perspective. I'm happy to support this. It's going to be great for our greater community and for Unionville. So, and I don't know if you have guests that want to talk about their experience. They've been through a lot. This is something that maybe the greater community doesn't know that much about.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mr. Chair, if you'd allow that. But
you bet. Would somebody like to come up and talk about?
Actually, could we have each of the people, because all of those people have worked on this, maybe each one could come up and at least say their name if
you bet.
They're bashful.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Anna Baker. Do I need to say something else? Can't remember.
Say whatever you want. It is a public forum, and you are part of the public.
Well, over the last 3 years, I've learned a lot about coming in front of the commission and the way the commission works. And it's really, for me, been a beautiful learning experience. And I've the entire time been in awe of the depth of knowledge that you three have to have of all of these different issues that are brought to you. Yeah, it's really been a treat for me to observe this process and learn how it goes. This is a celebratory day or idea. Over 150 years ago, Unionville did purchase the IXL office and move it to Unionville. And over the last 150 years, the community has always worked to keep the building standing and to keep the community together and knowing each other. And for me, in the last 10 years that I've been involved with having events at the schoolhouse and then working to restore the schoolhouse, what I've seen happen is neighbors coming together and getting to know each other and taking down their no trespassing signs and plowing out each other's driveways and splitting firewood for a neighbor in need. And as I've watched these various commission meetings and watched subdivision people come to the commission arguing over whose job it is to take care of the road or to plow, what's deeply resonated with me is, oh, maybe we should change the county rules so that all subdivisions have to build a community space. Because if you have a place to come together and know your neighbors, you don't fight over who plows the road. You fight over who's going to be first to plow out the neighbor. And I think you have an opportunity to help each other when you have a space to come together. And that's what Unionville has had. And hopefully that's what Unionville continues to have going forward with the Unionville Schoolhouse. So it's been a treat to work with all of you, and it's been a treat to work with this group and the broader Unionville community to restore that building. And we are so proud to have that little school with a bell on top, sitting up there on the hill, looking over our community. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'd like for each of you to come up and at least give us your name.
I'm Molly Jester. I'm kind of the guilty one who started a long time ago. I went to the Preservation Society and told them the building is falling down. The roof is horrible and I need money. And Paul Putz tried hard to come up with something. And at the end, I think he offered $1,200 out of his budget for materials. And I says, that won't even begin to cover the cost of the materials. And so we took another stab at it the next year when Pam got involved, and we just kept moving forward. And I went to their meeting and I had a few of my neighbors there, and they had their committee there. And I told them, I says, what you folks have got to realize, I'm surrounded here by professionals from all walks of life. They're willing to step up and save this building. Each one of them has crafts that they're so good at. And I watched a lot of the heads nod, and then the comments I got afterwards really tickled me because they got in behind us, and the results show on the hill. When you drive by there, it's pretty amazing. I'm proud of the people that I said would be there to do it, and they did. They stepped up, and every time you turn around, there's another crew up there getting some work done. You walk in that door now, and you just look around, and it's wonderful. They did it. I'm proud of each and every one of them. And thanks for you folks for supporting us. Really appreciate it.
And Mr. Jester, you need to be recognized for many years of public service, giving back to your community. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Why don't the rest of you come up and at least give us your name?
My name is Catherine Waters, and I'm on the board, and my husband did a lot of the work on the schoolhouse. And I was thinking, nobody mentioned thanks to Jenny. Jenny was a really big encouragement and really did an excellent job with Candace, really helping us know how to navigate some of the intricacies of county commission and the legal work. And we do appreciate that.
Chair, Commissioners, I'm Michael Jacobson. I'm a Unionville board member, Unionville Community Collaborative board member. And this has been a great process in working with Wally and Anna and all the others to see that schoolhouse go from a place that our kids would like ride their bikes to and ditch their bikes behind the building so they could go play in the woods and stuff, to this great community center and this great area. A couple of weeks ago, we had a wiffle ball game out in the big yard. It was so much fun. So really appreciative of all the work that Pam, Jenny, and others have put into this. And we're looking forward to the ribbon cutting in August with Commissioner Payne and her band.
Helena Handbasket is the name of the live band.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, commissioners and everybody who's here today. My name is Cher Justo. I am also on the board and a longtime resident of Unionville. I'm really honored to be part of this organization that, as you've heard, I mean, it's just uncommon to have such a wonderful community group that has the spirit and the intention to make the place we live so very special and to share that with everybody. So you know about the ribbon cutting. We also host a lot of music and special events, and we're still part of the county. You're still part of us, and we invite you to join us anytime for those events. You have made this possible for us, and we are so very grateful for now and forever and all the generations who follow us. I, for a long time, was in the historic preservation realm, and I was the director of a statewide nonprofit called Preserve Montana. And one of the projects that we did, we were the only state to do it, was to go out and find every last standing schoolhouse that remained in our state, every single county, every single schoolhouse we could find. There were over 800. If you go to the Preserve Montana website, or if you follow it online, every once in a while they'll do an update on another school. And so I actually have the perspective to tell you the one in Unionville is the best, or at least right up there. It's so beautiful. You don't see that kind of effort made and this kind of great community support from the commission all the way to the individuals, the kids of the town, all working together to make it happen. We're not still operating as a school, but we are operating as the heart of the community. And so thanks to you, that was possible. We're looking forward to Helena Handbasket, the ribbon cutting. Can't, wait for that all. And so we hope you can all join us. And we have a little memento to thank you. This is something that one of our, we have a fundraising committee now, and one of our members is a great designer. And so we have some fun things now, and we're going to share with all of you. And thanks so much to the staff and to all of you for this very special morning. Thank you, and the future of our school.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Very nice. Thank you. It's wonderful to see a neighborhood get together and do something like this. And I think we need to recognize the businesses that made some contributions too. The Wall Family Power Townsend Foundation, the Tracy Foundation, which I believe was an outgrowth of the old Eddie's Bakery family, made donations, and a lot of people, a lot of great positive energy in our community for this project. It's wonderful. Anything else? All right. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the donation deed and property transfer agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Unionville Community Collaborative, as explained by Pam Attardo and all those other citizens of Unionville who've worked on this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, just
Commissioner Hanhausen.
one more comment in that I'm glad our staff was brought up, because I was going to bring it up at this time. I just thank Pam and Jenny and all the folks that have worked on this, our legal team as well, Mr. Baltz. I think after the commission is in support of something, our staff goes above and beyond to make it happen and to do their best to foster things along. And so just really appreciate your work on this. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
A lot of real positive energy, no question about it. All right. We have a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. We'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the donation deed and property transfer agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Unionville Community Collaborative, as explained by Pam Latardo and others, please say aye.
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 Pose same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations. All right. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 2026-53, establishing Forest Vale Cemetery fee rates beginning July 1 of 2026.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. For the record, Dan Carlin, County Engineer. I also would like to introduce Bob Richards. He's our Forest Vale Cemetery Manager. He's with us today. On June 4th of 2026, Resolution 2026-039, intent to establish the Forest Vale Cemetery fee rates beginning July 1st, 2026, was passed to update the Forest Vale Cemetery fee rates. The Forest Vale Cemetery District Board of Trustees met on May 6th, 2026, and voted to approve the proposed fee rates. Legal ads appeared in the Helena Independent Record on June 6th and June 13th, and written public comments were accepted until 4 p.m. yesterday, June 24th, at the Lewis and Clark County Clerk and Recorder's Office. I will note here that we received no comments. The following changes are proposed. For full burials, open and closing from $175 to $1,050. Saturday rates from $275 to $1,250. A winter surcharge from $0 to $225. A vault will move from $425 to $600. For cremation burials, an open enclosure from $75 to $250. Saturday rates from $125 to $350. And a winter surcharge of $0 to $75. Grave plots will move from $200 to $700. And a columbarium single niche will move from $500 to $600. Today is the time set for the public hearing. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve Resolution 2026-53 to change the Forest Vale Cemetery fee rates beginning July 1st of 2026.
Are there any questions from the commission? Any questions from the commission? Commissioner Payne.
We talked about this before, but when was the last time when these fees were set? I know it wasn't last year.
Yes.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Payne, I'd like to invite Mr. Richards up to answer that question for you.
Thank you.
Morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Name is Wendell Richards, Forest Vale Cemetery Manager. In response to your question, yes, I don't know the exact date. I haven't been able to find that for when those prices were set, but I do know as far back as 1985, those prices were still in effect. So it's been at least since 1985 since any of those rates have been updated or adjusted.
So if we hear anybody complaining about this huge jump in fees, we will be able to assure them that it's justified.
Yes, Commissioner Payne. And just to mention, this isn't, these fees do not, I guess, bring in extra money to the cemetery. This is, when we did an audit, this is basically just what it costs between manpower, equipment rates, upkeep, and everything else. This is roughly what it just costs us to do those services for the public. So, but this is all kind of part of a bigger picture between the with the master concept and the expansion of the cemetery. And what this does is it just allows us to utilize our funds better to help fund that expansion as we are running out of room there. So this is just one small piece that kind of helps us allocate the funds to improve that cemetery.
Thank you.
All right. And I know that earlier you had mentioned that it did not make us the highest priced cemetery in the area by a long shot, and that it's right kind of leaves the cemetery expenses about in the middle of what most cemeteries are.
Chairman Ralph, yes. So I compared with similar cemeteries across the state, and yes, these are all in line with them. They're not the most expensive. They're not the cheapest. Yep, right about in the middle. And they're all pretty much industry standard fees. We don't have any, unique fees that we're charging other people that other cemeteries do not do as well. This is all pretty much common fees, and not necessarily the prices, like they can vary, but yeah, in the middle for the state, and these are all common fees that are charged.
Okay. All right. And while we're here talking, I think we need to pay respect to you and your staff for the great job. We've had some pretty big wind events out there in the last few years, and I've had several people comment to me on how fast you were able to get things cleaned up from. I don't know how many trees have fallen, but a lot of them.
Over the past 3 years, we've lost approximately 70 trees, and so the big one in 2022 kind of gave us good practice for this last one. So kind of knew what to do. So thank you for that, though.
Thank you for the great work. All right. Any other comments? All right. Any questions? All right. Let's check and see if there's any public comment. Is there any public comment on this? Is there any public comment? There being no public comment, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve Resolution 2026-53, establishing the Forestvale Cemetery fee rates beginning July 1, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any further discussion? All those, and there's been no discussion. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2026-53, establishing the Forestvale Cemetery fee rates beginning July 1 of 2026. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is a grant agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Commerce.
Good morning again, Mr. Chair. Commissioners, I'm Dan Carlin again for the record. Before you today is a planning grant award from the Montana Coal Endowment Program, or MCEP. This grant is in the amount of $30,000 for infrastructure planning activities. The planning grant has a minimum match of 20%. The Bridge Division has budgeted $8,000 in match for a total project cost of $38,000. We selected a consultant from our bridge on-call roster to complete this work in accordance with the procurement policy. Work will include updating the county bridge inventory, reviewing National Bridge Inventory Ratings, or NBIR reports, received from MDT for Lewis and Clark County's off-system bridges, on-site inspections of bridges identified to have critical deficiencies, assist in updating the 5-year capital improvements plan, provide planning level estimated costs associated with any needed repairs and or replacements, and assist in prioritizing the county's bridge needs. The consultant will also prepare a preliminary engineering report, or PER, for the Bird Tail Road over Flat Creek Bridge, assist with public hearings, prepare the MCEP application, assist staff in responding to inquiries from the MCEP program during the evaluation process, and assist staff with legislative hearings. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners accept the MCEP planning grant and authorize the chair to sign applicable documents. I can answer questions you may have.
I might ask, does this go back and cover some of the costs for the temporary work, or is this all future?
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, so no, this won't cover any of the temporary work. This is strictly for the preliminary engineering report and grant application costs.
All right. Any other questions from the commission? Any other questions from Commissioner Huttenhouse?
Just to clarify, the preliminary engineering report and grant application costs, that is preparing that grant application for the big grant, which is up to $750,000.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, that's correct. So
Yeah.
the MSEP program allows up to a $750,000 ask.
Right, and then that ultimately goes before the legislative body and is chosen competitively amongst other applications. So this is a really important grant to accept and to work through, and we've done it many, many times, and we've been very successful over time with those preparations. We ranked very high in on the rankings traditionally. So not to put any pressure on our contractor, but I like to do that. Because we'd like to rank in the top 5, right? Or the best even, but in the top 5, so that those projects get funded. And likely we'll be there again, but this is part of the process. And so I'm happy to support. Thanks.
All right. All right. Any other questions? Is there any public comment? Do we have any public comment on this item? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the grant agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Commerce as explained by Dan Carlin.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the commission? Just want to thank staff for doing such a great job working on this. It seemed like it came at us pretty fast over the last couple of years, and everybody has been really working on trying to make this happen. So staff's been doing a great job. There's no further comments. We'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the grant agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Commerce, as explained by Dan Carlin, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. The next item on our agenda is Resolution 2026-54, intent to decrease the solid waste operation and maintenance fee of the Marysville solid waste subservice area established by the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board meeting beginning July 1 of 2026.
Good morning, Chair Rolfe, Commissioners. My name is Audra Zackrell. I'm Assistant Director of Public Works. On April 9th, the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board met and approved a proposed decrease in the Marysville Solid Waste Subservice Area assessment from $65 per residential unit down to $45 per residential unit per year. A decrease in the assessment for the district residents is justified to reduce cash reserves for the potential future dissolution of the district to absorb the operational costs into the existing Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District. The resolution of intent to decrease the assessment, the resolution of intent to decrease the assessment will be advertised in the Helena Independent Record the next 2 Saturdays, and written public comment will be accepted until 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 6th at the Lewis and Clark County Clerk and Recorder's Office. The public hearing has been scheduled for Thursday, July 9th at 9 a.m. in this room 330 of the City County Building here at 316 North Park Avenue. Anyone who would like more information on the assessment decrease is welcome to contact me or anybody at the Lewis and Clark County Public Works Department at 447-8037. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve Resolution 2026-54 to decrease the Marysville Solid Waste Subservice Area assessment and open the comment period. It's a mouthful.
All right. If we could take this idea of an assessment reduction a little bit, the reason is kind of reorganizing the scratch gravel solid waste and reducing the special handling out in the Marysville area, but improving it in the southeast or I guess be the northeast corner of the valley.
Correct, Chair Rolfe, Commissioners. Lewis and Clark County is looking at constructing a new solid waste drop-off site off of Deal Lane near the current county landfill for the scratch gravel solid waste district permit holders. Once that site is completed, we would like to absorb the Marysville district back into the scratch gravel district. Currently, the Marysville district has to pay both the scratch gravel assessment and the Marysville assessment. And so once we have that site completed, we'll have 3 locations that permit holders can use rather than just the transfer station here within the city of Helena city limits. They'll have the new site by the landfill. They'll have the city transfer station, and they'll also be able to use the Marysville site, which is currently only able to be used by the Marysville residents.
All right. Good explanation. Is there any other questions?
Mr. Chair, just for clarification, could you repeat the dates where people have to have comment in by and when we'll take it up again?
Yes. So public comment is due by Wednesday, July 8th at the clerk and recorder's office. And any questions, they can call me at 447-8037.
All right. Other questions from the commission? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Is there any public comment on this matter? I see no public comment. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move to approve Resolution 2026-54 as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. And is there any discussion from the commission, in the commission? Is there any discussion among the commission? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2026-54, intent to decrease the solid waste operation and maintenance fee of the Marysville Solid Waste Subservice Area established by the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board beginning July 1, 2026, as explained by Audra Zackrell. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Let's move on to Resolution 2026-55.
Thank you, Chair Rolfe. Commissioners, again, for the record, my name is Audra Zackrell, Assistant Director of Public Works. At the April 9th meeting of the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board, they also approved a proposed increase in the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District assessment from $98 per residential unit to $118.50 per residential unit per year. An increase in the assessment for district residents is needed for inflationary increases and capital improvements. The resolution of intent to increase the assessment will be advertised in the Helena Independent Record the next 2 Saturdays, and written public comment will be accepted until 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 8th at the Lewis and Clark County Clerk and Recorder's Office. The public hearing has been scheduled for Thursday, July 9th at 9 a.m. in room 330 of the City County Building, 316 North Park Avenue. Again, that is this room. Anyone who would like more information on the assessment increase should contact the Lewis and Clark County Public Works Department, 447-8037. Staff recommends the Board of County Commissioners approve Resolution 2026-55 to increase the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District assessment and open the comment period.
Could you take a minute and just kind of talk about the boundary areas for this assessment to apply?
Yes. Thank you for that question, Chair Rolfe. Commissioners, the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District essentially is the North and East Valley. It's all of Lewis and Clark County except for Lincoln, Augusta, Wolf Creek, the city of East Helena. Yes. Essentially, it's everything else. Oh, and Wolf Creek. Did I say Wolf Creek? It does not include Wolf Creek. They're excluded from the district.
But the city of Helena is included.
The city of Helena is not included.
Okay.
I apologize if I missed that. The city of East Helena has their own solid waste services, and the city of Helena has their own solid waste services.
All right. So we're moving that up to cover the inflation, and we're covering some of the cost of doing the work for an additional transfer station.
Correct, Chair Rolfe. The capital improvement this is one of the largest improvement or the largest improvement since the Scratch Gravel District was created in the 90s. Constructing this site, as I mentioned prior, it's going to be on Deal Lane next to the county landfill. It's going to be probably ready by this time next summer or during next summer. We'll be able to open that up. And it does come with a cost. About $13.50 of the increase this year is related to the capital expenses in relation to the construction. But when you're looking at what that means over a year, $13.50 is, less than $1. A month? It's very little, very minimal.
So first of all, anybody who's not in a city is included. The people who
Essentially, yes. Anybody in our county who's in the district is, yeah, exactly.
Right, and then the Lincoln area, the Gustig area, while their waste does come down to this landfill, they're not included in this.
They have their own permit for their own drop-off sites, yes.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Any other questions from the commission? Is there any public comment? Do we have any public comment on this item?
Chair Rolfe, I'd like to add at this time that there will be a public meeting for Scratch Gravel residents on June 30th at the City of Helena wastewater treatment building. What is it called? Interpretive Center. It's just east of the gas station and north of Costco, kind of that intersection there. It's on June 30th at 6 o'clock. And also the York community has a community event on July 22nd. They've invited the county to come talk about this Scratch Gravel drop-off site with their residents. So we will also we will have staff there for that event as well, if anybody's interested in talking more with us about the project.
Good. And then it's going to go through this process of getting information out to people, and again, what's the date for the final decision here?
The final decision on the assessment.
Mm-hmm.
The final decision, the public hearing is scheduled for Thursday, July 9th.
Thursday.
For the assessment increase.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any questions? Yes, go ahead.
I've got the other, and I can't remember exactly which day it was, but I had a similar hearing to increase fees of some kind, and I'm not. This is absolutely. I'm not questioning the need for this, but we are already hearing rumblings from our friends at the legislature about what's going to happen to property taxes, and I just hope people will read their property tax statement carefully so they can see that these increases are not for Big Brother, they're for the services provided to us by us. And so the tax increases are necessary. So we have to live with them. So please don't talk to me at the grocery store about it.
All right. Are there any other questions? All right. And let's ask once more for public comment. Any public comment? There being none, we have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Resolution 2026-55, the intent to increase the solid waste disposal fee established by the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board beginning July 1st, 2026, as explained by Audra Zackrell.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? And it seems to me that all of this planning that's been going on, the work that we're doing to relieve some of the congestion at the current transfer station right next to Carroll College. Make it a lot easier for folks to get to the transfer station by having a full transfer site out by the landfill. There's a little bit of cost involved in that, and that's going to be covered here. So it looks like something that needs to be done as our community grows. Is there anything else? Any other discussion? Is there any other? If there's no further discussion, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2026-55, intent to increase the solid waste disposal fee established by the Scratch Gravel Solid Waste District Board beginning July 1, 2026, as explained by Audra Zackrell, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Let's move on to Resolution 2026-49.
Good morning, Chair Ralph, Commissioners. My name is Jessica Makis, Special Districts Coordinator for Lewis and Clark County. Today is the public hearing regarding the final adoption of Resolution 2026-49 to levy and assess an annual assessment of $190 upon benefiting properties to provide annual maintenance on road improvements within the Maynard Subdivision Rural Improvement District. This is the third and final public hearing in the RID amendment process. This RID is located off McHugh Lane. You can see McHugh to the left here, and then Maynard Road going off of McHugh. The resolution of intention to amend the Maynard subdivision RID was passed by the Commission on March 26, 2026, after receiving a petition signed by 52% of property owners within the district to expand the boundary of the existing district to include an additional benefiting property. The additional benefiting property is on the right-hand side of your map. We can see it at the end of Maynard Road with the driveway extending out at the end of Maynard. This property that I've just highlighted for you. This opened a 30-day comment and protest period, and legal notice of the intention to amend the district was sent to all benefiting property owners and published in the Helena Independent Record on April 4th and April 11th, 2026. The comment and protest period closed on May 6th, 2026, and no protest or comment was received. The Maynard Subdivision RID was amended through public hearing by the Commission on May 14th, 2026. Maintenance for this district includes crack sealing, chip sealing, sweeping, drainage maintenance, and other maintenance as needed to preserve the road improvements. Annual maintenance is estimated to total $3,610 per year, and each benefiting property is proposed to be levied a maintenance assessment of $190 per property per year. There are a total of 19 benefiting properties. This district has previously been assessed at $200 per property per year, but with the additional benefiting property, it will lower that assessment down to $190 per property per year. Upon passage of the resolution to amend the Maynard Subdivision RID, legal notice of this public hearing to levy and assess the district was mailed to all benefiting property owners and also published in the Helena Independent Record on June 13th and June 20th, 2026. As of this morning, no written testimony has been received. Staff recommend approval of Resolution 2026-49 to levy and assess the Maynard Subdivision Rural Improvement District, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Any questions from the Commission? Any questions from the Commission? Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve Resolution 2026-49 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2026-49 to levy and assess the Maynard Subdivision Rural Improvement District. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is Resolution 2026-50.
Thank you, Chair Rolfe. Commissioners, again, my name is Jessica Makis, Special Districts Coordinator for Lewis and Clark County. Today, you will be holding public hearing to hear comments and objections regarding the final adoption of a resolution to levy and assess an annual special assessment upon each benefiting property within the 4x4 Rural Improvement District. There are 121 benefiting properties in the 4x4 RID, and this is located just outside the community of Lincoln, Montana. The 4x4 RID was created in 2019 to provide dust control on 4x4 road. Annual grading is completed by the County Road Division of the Public Works Department. Staff analyze RID budgets annually and look at projected revenue compared to anticipated expenditure. We often recommend increases to RID assessments to meet projected costs. However, we also recommend assessment decreases when we project a cash balance beyond what is needed for annual maintenance. The total maintenance assessment for the 4x4 RID has been $7,260 per year, or $60 per property per year. We estimate that the total cost of maintenance is $6,050 for the upcoming year and recommend a decrease of $10 per property per year for a total assessment of $50 per property per year. Legal notice of the assessment and the public hearing was sent to all benefiting property owners and published in the Helena Independent Record on June 13th and June 20th, 2026. As of June 24th, 2026, no written testimony has been received. Staff recommend approval of the resolution to levy and assess the district and lower the maintenance assessment. I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
So what you've done is you've taken another look at the cost to do what's needed in the district, and you found that it wasn't going to be as expensive as originally planned, and you're going to reduce that fee for all the property owners.
Chair Rolfe, that's correct. So the purpose of these maintenance district funds is to collect enough maintenance, collect enough money for the maintenance needed for the district, but it is not intended to grow a cash balance beyond what's needed for that maintenance. In this case, this 4x4 district is showing a cash balance growth, so we want to reduce that assessment down to make sure that we're only collecting what we need for the maintenance needed on the road.
So government really does sometimes reduce the price of itself.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Is there any public comment? Any public comment on this item? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Resolution 2026-50 to levy and assess the 4x4 Rural Improvement District number 2018-1 as explained by Jessica Makis.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Needing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2026-50 to levy and assess the 4x4 Rural Improvement District number 2018-1 as explained by Jessica Makis, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. How about Resolution 2026-51?
Thank you, Chair Rolfe. Again, Jessica Makis, Special Districts Coordinator for Lewis and Clark County. Today, you will be holding public hearing to hear comments and objections regarding the final adoption of Resolution 2026-51 to levy and assess the Camp Rural Improvement District. There are 20 benefiting properties in the Camp RID, and this district is located east of Spokane Creek Road and less than a mile north of Highway 12. I zoomed out a little bit just so you could have some context on this map, but this specific district you can see highlighted in blue with the pink below it. The Camp Rural Improvement District was created in 2017 to maintain Camp Road and Martha Drive. The total maintenance assessment for the Camp RID has been $7,087.60 per year, or $354.38 per property per year, We estimate the total cost of maintenance to be $5,800 per year and recommend a decrease of $64.38 per property per year for a total assessment of $290 per property per year. Legal notice of the assessment and the public hearing was sent to all benefiting property owners and published in the Helena Independent Record on June 13th and June 20th, 2026. As of this morning, no written testimony has been received. Staff recommend approval of the resolution to levy and assess the district and lower the maintenance assessment. I'm happy to take any questions.
So another reduction in the tax maintenance fee. All right. Any other questions? Any questions from the commission? Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve Resolution 2026-51 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2026-51 to levy and assess the Camp Rural Improvement District number 2017-11 as explained by Jessica Makis. Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? Being none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item, Resolution 2026-52.
Thank you, Chair Ralph. Jessica Makis, Special Districts Program Coordinator for Lewis and Clark County. Today you'll be holding public hearing to hear comments and objections regarding the final adoption of Resolution 2026-52 to levy and assess the Larymie Rural Improvement District. There are 59 benefiting properties in the Larymie RID, and the district is located in the community of Larymie. The Larymie RID was created in 2021 to provide dust abatement and gravel stability on Larymie Road. The grading is performed by the County Road Division of Public Works. The total maintenance assessment for the Larymie RID has been $5,133 per year, or $87 per property per year. We estimate that the total cost of maintenance is $3,540 per year and recommend a decrease of $27 per property per year for a total assessment of $60 per property per year. Legal notice of the assessment and the public hearing was sent to all benefiting property owners and published in the Helena Independent Record on June 13th and June 20th, 2026. As of this morning, no written testimony has been received. Staff recommend approval of the resolution to levy and assess the district and lower the maintenance assessment. Thank you.
Are there any questions on this? Another reduction in the tax assessment. Is there any questions from the commission? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Is there any public comment on this item? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Resolution 2026-52 to levy and assess the Larymie Rural Improvement District number 2021-3 as explained by Jessica Makis.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? I just would like to take a minute and thank staff, thank Jessica for her diligence in checking those costs out, and where we can reducing the cost to the taxpayers. And I think that there probably aren't a lot of places in government where folks are being that diligent about trying to save money like you're portraying here. We're proud of that effort. We want to thank you. Anything else? All right, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of I guess we've got the motion. All those in favor of Resolution 2026-52 to levy and assess the Larymie Rural Improvement District number 2021-3 as explained by Jessica Makis, please say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion passes unanimously. We are at the end of our agenda. We always leave time for public comment on any matter that's not on the agenda, but is of importance to our constituents. And so we always offer that. I would like to mention that with all of the great, the excitement about America 250, we're going to have a little bit of that a week from today. There's a young man from East Helena High who's going to come and do a speech that he's prepared for the speech competition about the Declaration of Independence. And he's going to come in and give that speech to us on the meeting on July 2nd. And we encourage folks to get involved in the great activities that are coming up the next few days to celebrate our 250th anniversary as a nation. Is there any further public comment? Seeing none, we're adjourned.